Hi everyone, if you follow this channel, you know how much I value good stories and character development in games. For me, a successful game isn't just about the protagonist's journey, but also about the depth and growth of its antagonists. This brings us to Raven, one of the main antagonists in Stellar Blade. In my opinion, Raven is one of the most fascinating characters in the game, with a well-crafted character arc that truly stands out. Why? Let's find out. First of all, let's talk aesthetics. There's not much to say here. Raven is undeniably attractive and perfectly in line with the Korean standards of beauty I discussed in my character focus video on the game's protagonist, Eve. But what about her personality? This is where things get more complex, as the game doesn't give her much screen time. Most of the information we have about Raven comes from her video log recordings, called Legacy Records, which provide backstory and context throughout the game. Raven was a member of the 2nd Airborne Squad, sent to Earth with the same mission as Eve, to eradicate the Naitibas, evolved humans with grotesque features, increased strength, special abilities, and heavy bloodlust. The recordings reveal Raven as an intelligent, quiet, and thoughtful person. However, she is unaware that she is an android sent to kill humans. She believes she is a human sent to kill monsters. At some point, she uncovers the truth about an event called the Last War, a war against humanity instigated by a powerful artificial intelligence called Mother Sphere. This AI aimed to replace humans with a generation of androids known as androidos, who are completely indistinguishable from humans, yet stronger and more durable, just like Raven herself. So again, Raven, an androidos, is sent to Earth believing she's a human meant to liberate Earth from monsters. She then discovers that the monsters are transformed humans and that the plan is to kill them to replace them with androids. Raven's descent into madness is a gradual journey. After the tragic loss of her entire squad, the only person left for her to confide in was the Elder Naitiba. He offered her a glimpse of hope, guiding her towards a new purpose. Grateful and desperate, she pledged her loyalty to him, but fate dealt her another cruel blow when Eve was chosen to succeed humanity and confront Mother Sphere, shattering any semblance of stability Raven had left. Stripped of everything she had ever cared about, Raven's sorrow morphed into a burning desire for revenge, transforming her into a chaotic and vengeful force. This is the backstory in short. Then we see Raven's physical transformation in the boss fights, where she appears as a completely different person. Cynical, impulsive, and violent. The journey from who she was to who she becomes is not fully explained. It is implied that Raven went mad after learning the truth about Mother Sphere's plan to replace humans with androidos and realizing that she herself was not human. Filled with resentment towards Mother Sphere, she became an Alpha Naitiba and slaughtered her own kind. In a drastic measure to stop the Naitiba, Mother Sphere dropped the section of the colony, killing everyone living there, treating them as disposable. This is what Raven refers to in her dialogue when she talks about being thrown away like trash. Raven experienced deep trauma from Mother Sphere's betrayal, but never found a healthy way to process it, resulting in a constant rage towards the entire android race and, by extension, herself. In the end, Raven was left alone with her hatred. This is why it was so horrific for her that Eve intended to leave her crippled but alive to witness the end of the story. Raven is a tragic character, well written with clear goals, motivations, weaknesses, and just the right amount of mystery, leaving the door open for speculation. I would like to split my analysis in two parts, the soul and the body. Let's start from the soul. We can think of memories as the soul of Raven, a means to ensure one's spiritual essence endures. Although memories have never been explicitly identified as the soul, they are integral to one's identity and the contemplation of survival after death. The desire to be good people, recognized as such by a higher divinity, is a concept that applies to humans and, intriguingly, to androids in the context of the new humanity. In particular, the memory sticks in the game symbolize the androids' souls. These sticks are essential because they preserve what must be immortal, their memories. While the biomechanical body may decay, memories must live on forever. This perpetual survival of memories suggests a metaphysical relationship, a return to paradise with the mother sphere. Philosophically, this idea can be compared to Plato's theory of forms. Just like Plato posited that the true essence of objects exists in an immutable, perfect realm of forms, the memories of androids represent an eternal essence that transcends their physical decay. In both cases, the tangible reality is secondary to a more profound, everlasting truth. The memory sticks, much like Plato's forms, signify a perfect and unchanging soul, underscoring the idea that the essence of beings, whether human or android, resides in an eternal, intangible realm. By the way, form in Greek is eidos, like the androidos in the game. In Greek, eidos means form, but also essence, and in Plato's theory, eidos refers to the ideal, immutable forms that represent the true essence of all beings in the physical world. By naming the androids androidos, we are attributing to them an ideal, perfect essence that transcends their physicality. The term suggests that the android possess an eternal and unchanging core, similar to the Platonic forms. It implies that their true nature, their soul, is not bound by their physical bodies, but exists in a higher, perfect state. Now let's talk about the body. The game has already demonstrated its ability to play subtly with symbolism, as seen with the biblical references. Therefore, I think that one key to understanding what happened is to look closer at Raven's less pleasant form, the Naitiba form, which resembles a raven-like harpy with a black body and wings as a symbolic representation. In Greek mythology, harpies are wind spirits often depicted as birds with female faces. They are considered agents of punishment, embodying both beauty and terror. In psychological symbolism, Carl Jung's concept of the shadow represents the unconscious, darker aspect of the self that one may deny or hide. Raven's transformation into a raven-like harpy symbolizes the emergence of her shadow self, driven by repressed anger, betrayal, and madness. Her monstrous form reflects her alienation from her former self and from society. It is a physical manifestation of her internal psychological disintegration and loss of identity. The documentary on the development of the game offers further insights into the references used by the developers. The developers explained that the appearance of the Naitiba drew inspiration from the creature in the film The Host by Bong Joon-ho. It is designed to be unsettling and grotesque, deviating significantly from human form to maximize discomfort and fear in players. The body of Raven's Alpha Naitiba form symbolized the alien and the unknown, embodying fears and loss of control. Let's sum up. Raven, born as an android, believing herself to be human, undergoes a tragic transformation into a monster, left utterly alone and broken in every sense in the end. She does not die, which leaves room for more story to be explored, potentially in the form of a DLC, similar to Devil May Cry 5 in the story expansion for Virgil. This can be approached in two ways, a prequel story or a redemption arc. A prequel, while interesting, might not add much to what we already know. Her backstory, though vague, provides enough context for us to infer what happened. We understand her journey. A redemption arc, however, would be more compelling and inspirational, offering a chance to conclude on a positive note. Imagine Raven finding a guide to help her emerge from madness, reflecting the therapeutic need for support from others. Her story, at its core, is about loneliness and the inner darkness we all face but should not dwell on too deeply. It highlights how pride and fear can prevent people from seeking the help they need. Yet it underscores the importance of being attuned to the struggles of those we care about and being ready to offer support and compassion when they need it most. This arc could deliver a powerful message in a game aiming to depict the creation of a new humanity, one that is more human than the humans who came before. Certainly, crafting a convincing redemption arc for a villain is challenging, but it offers a richer, more compelling narrative and the potential to significantly expand the lore for future games in the same universe. Shift up. If you're watching this video and decide to explore Raven's redemption, I believe it would be a decision you won't regret. And if you do, how about a coffee to thank me for the idea, or at least a subscription to the channel? So what do you think about Raven? Please leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Thank you for watching and happy mindful gaming. See you next time.